Well. Well, well, well. Joshua Filler.
That's a real shock to the system. That's an opening rack mistake.
Zielinski is eyeing up the bank into right centre. It was close. Well, I can't stress how difficult this shot is, what Filler's faced with. Does he risk trying to rip it in, get the cue ball back? Look where the 7 is, he can go forward actually. These type of shots this week have been scaring the pool players. I think he's ripping this in. I'm a little surprised. Well, very surprised at that. We're not lying, these boys have been here all week playing pool, haven't they, Phil? They've not just showed up today.
Well, Phil has made more mistakes in this rack than he did when he beat Anton Raga 10-0. It was almost flawless.
Yeah, the only thing is, I know it's still the first rack, but I feel like it's more important for Zielinski. Only because I know Josh, he can easily forget about mistakes. He also has that in his locker where if he misses a ball or two, it doesn't really matter, he kind of just cracks on. This will go in the corner though. But after you've butchered a couple of shots. Well, for the third time of asking in the opening rack, it really should be Filler who takes it. Winner breaks as well, let's not forget that. That might have looked flamboyant, but it was all about percentages. He knew he had all the table to land in.
And there's a clear moral to this story. If you're given a chance against Joshua Filler, you simply have to take it. Zielinski didn't. And even though Filler made mistakes, he's jumped into a lead.
Yeah, he couldn't pot it. Look at his cue ball though, Phil. The pace, the line.
If you're a snooker fan watching this, the best analogy is that Josh Filler is very much like Judd Trump, always been a fantastic potter and attacking player. But his safety game now, he's right up there with the best as well.
So Zielinski has used his extension in this rack now. Trying to kick him behind. Kick and stick. It's gone wrong. Should leave a pot here. He was trying to go 2 rails in behind. He's just simply built for this arena, is Philip. I know the first rack was very scrappy, but things like that don't seem to bother Josh.
Shelling peas comes to mind. Joshua Filler doubles his lead. So inventive again, not just picking out the shot, but playing it with check side.
The speed control of that shot is so easy to pull out of the shot and leave a long pot. Go watch the scratch on the cue ball here. Ooh, it's actually pulled away from the rail a bit there.
That definitely veered off. No ifs, buts or maybes.
It's a strange one, you know, sometimes where you see that, you could go out to the table after the next rack and test it, and it'd roll perfectly straight, Phil. He does have a little bit of angle, but the cue ball's too close to the rail. Well, look at this, what he's attempting. Is he attempting it? Maybe he's cutting across it. Yeah, he's cutting across. What's the double hit? He's left a pot. Zielinski is at the table with a small chance. The red 3 and the pink 4 could be a combination. All depends on the angle, what he's been left with.
Spent time at college, did Wiktor Zielinski, studying cartography. Needs to map out a recovery here.
The combo has been missed. Well, he knows he can't afford. Wasn't the most difficult of combos. Just fired it to the top rail. The first shot, not the best. I feel like he did this against Fedor Gorst, Phil, in the Masters final. Fedor Gorst did so well to hang in there and just take the opportunities when they come to him, but it was actually Filler for most part of the match who was getting the opportunities. The game was giving him the opportunities, and yeah, it was half an attempt at the pot, knowing that if you hit the top rail first, then comes off the long rail back out in towards that centre of the table. Have another look. See how it catches the top rail, then the side rail, and always bounces back. He's trying to kick in behind this ball. Could pot it in left centre, but he's trying to find the back rail. Again, Phil, it's the kicking. He just kicks so good now, he really does. I mean, how good has he hit this ball? Look at this. He could play a similar shot. He could also chase the 8 ball. He's chased the 8 ball. Sort of put himself in his own trouble though. If you're going to go for the 8, surely you've got to try and leave the 6 short of the rail to leave a pot.
What a big shot this is, what a big rack, because if Zielinski loses it, it could be the last straw.
It's a very good safety. Filler must be tempted at a long bank. He's playing the kick again, similar to before, right in behind it. Wonderful. He's made the full bank, full table bank, back against the wall. Is this the first rack for Zielinski?
Excellent bank, good 9-ball.
If the cue ball's a little higher, it'd been even easier. He's still okay. Missed contact, foul, ball in hand.
Ball in hand.
Filler will zone in now because he'll feel he's let the last 2 racks slip. I can't believe the shot he's played there. I cannot believe Joshua Filler's played that shot. I don't know what he was thinking there.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
Well, this match, this rack, has taken a radical turn.
Please start the clock.
He did this in the Masters final, you know. He was getting all the chances to win that final against Fedor Gorst. Now and again, some of his shot selection was bizarre.
But Zielinski must punish. Just had a feeling on that one. Just had a feeling.
Yeah, when you said he must punish, I just felt, well, it was rack over, but have another look at this one. Sends it to the top rail. Real surprising.
Foul stroke.
The thing with the shot,
Ball in hand.
Phil, that Phil has just played, Zielinski could have played the shot. It was a rollout, it was a push out, he had the option.
Please start the clock.
That shows you how difficult the shot Phil played, because Zielinski didn't want to have none of it.
And then Zielinski narrowly misses the 2-ball. His 6th foul of the match. Not recommended against anyone, let alone against Joshua Filler.
Yeah, Josh will know this rack will put him on the hill. And at 9-2, he will know it's pretty much match over. Because you would expect Filler to get one sort of opportunity from 9-2 up, so just make sure you don't do anything silly. We've seen a couple of silly things creep in.
There's a hill near Telford called the Wrekin. If you take a circuitous route somewhere, folks around here say you've gone around the Wrekin, all around the Wrekin. Joshua Filler is not going around the Wrekin in this match. He's taking a direct route to victory.
Filler has the ability to do what many don't. Completely dominate world-class opponents and make them look very average indeed.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
Always looks special when these go in the pocket. Can Filler nail one? Yes, he can. Right in the heart of the pocket. Straight out of the top drawer. It went in clean.
Well, he's wearing a glove on the bridge hand, and with that push out, he threw down the gauntlet. I think it would be entirely appropriate if Filler were to run out. Grandstand finish.
The shot on the 2 ball was nice as well. That was very underrated. He had so much spin on the cue ball. And the reason why was to get down for that red 3 in the side pocket. This is not easy though. This is not easy. He's got to get the cue ball gripping off the rail. Watch out, right side pocket. Well, it's not easy for mere mortals.
It did rattle, but the balls tend to obey Mr. Filler. Look at the side on that to facilitate position on the 8. The UK Open champion in its inaugural year in 2022 badly wants to regain the title, and on the evidence of that, he may well do so. Wiktor Zielinski is a very talented individual, but he couldn't live with Filler this afternoon because the German, playing some really good safety and of course knocking in some trademark balls.
It's now Kaci and SVB.
One other match to bring you up to date on is in the early stages. Huge day for both Mickey Kraus of Denmark and Lithuania's Pius Labutas. Opportunity for them to get through to the quarterfinals, and it's 1-1 in that at the moment. The winner of that will play the winner of this.
Eklent Kaçi wins the leg. First rack, Eklent Kaçi to break.
What a way that is to start the match.
Eklent Kaçi wins the rack.
With the golden break, Eklent Kaçi is already into a 1-0 lead. A slightly embarrassed smile, but a very pleased smile for the Albanian. Well, we talked about how these two unload on the break.
Could kick at this, trying to play the same shot, but he's going to go to the air.
Extension called.
May fluke it cross side. Wow, look how tight them pockets are. That hit very deep in that middle, catching both knuckles.
In any other week, as you see that blue 2 travel towards the side pocket, you would have said that's an absolute certainty to drop.
Yeah, that blue 2 caught all 4 knuckles on both side pockets before laying up over the side. And
we've seen it on 1 or 2 of the shots in this run out. JJ, we talked about his power off the break. When he needs to get power and get some action into the cue ball, he generates it apparently so effortlessly on every shot that he needs it.
we talked about straight cueing, and of course, Kaci was in that conversation, but I don't think anyone possesses both the power of Kaci along with the accuracy.
Eklent Kaçi wins the rack.
So golden break in the first. Took him a little longer to win the second, but Eklent Kaçi continues his good start. He leads Shane Van Boening 2-0.
I think just trying to get to the cross side bank.
Yeah, again, for anyone new to the sport, what you're referring to, scratching, which is the cue ball going into the pocket, or any foul, leaves ball in hand, and it can often be so decisive at this level, because in that instance, obviously Van Boening would have been able to set himself up with a much more straightforward positional shot.
Yeah, that's going to upset him. Not getting enough draw on the cue ball to kind of bump the green 6 more into position. Did get a piece of it, and the focus was always the bank, but that wasn't that difficult for SVB. And this 6 is near the cushion, so it does bank, but always makes it very missable. May not play the bank, may go up table with the cue ball. I thought he was at best 50-50, even though it looked like a pretty set up cross corner. Like I said, hard to judge with the 6 so near the rail.
Shane Van Boening cutting a very frustrated figure. We're seeing the head shaking already and just can't get any grip on the match so far. And this is a straightforward 9, so it's going to be another rack chalked up for the Albanian. 2 balls down off the break for Kaci. Didn't lead him anywhere much. But eventually, he's won the rack anyway, so Eklent Kaçi is already almost halfway to victory here.
Wow, look at the kisses on the cue ball.
Foul
He
shots.
makes 3 on the break. So
Ball in
no
hand.
excuses now for SVB. Should get on the board with ball in hand.
Please start the clock.
Balls off the break. Not that unusual an occurrence. Not often you see them all go in the same pocket. At the Hanoi Open just a couple of weeks after that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Shane not picking it apart so much here, trying to get the arm going and get to the breaking end.
But for the scratch, in all probability, Kaci would have taken this rack as well. Van Boening given a really good opportunity with ball in hand. 3 of the balls already off the table. Straightforward run out, and he's completed it. So Van Boening now trails 4-1. Like Kaci a couple of racks ago, that's 3 down off the break.
Yeah, definitely, of course, not babying the balls at all, but still impressive, the timing. Even though not giving 100%, the action on the balls, really nice.
Still not entirely satisfied with it.
No, he's going to come with the ball off the end rail. Kind of has to just decide how he wants to play it. No. With him leveling out, what speed is he playing?
As Kaci returns to the table for the first time since his scratched break when he potted those 3 balls in rack 5. He does so, having been presented with an opportunity to reassert himself here.
Yeah, you could see Shane not too happy with that. You notice whenever he kind of struck the cue ball, he didn't seem too unhappy. Normally players know right away position on the pink.
Well, you think back to his first match against Jose Alberto Delgado on Tuesday night, the match against Mario He yesterday. He was having to pour every last drop into it because everything was becoming a struggle. And whether it's to do with the clock, shot clock coming in, or even just something as simple as it being a different day. Eklent Kaçi is fluent and inspired today. And he's 3 clear at 5-2.
Just hasn't happened for SVB, and Kaci is fully capitalized.
Well, having to do this wasn't in the plan.
Well, 6-2. I'll tell you, he's got a shot. He's breaking the balls well. Can easily get back in this match.
Well, he's had so many good turnarounds in the past, but this has got the feeling now that if it's to happen in this match, it has to start happening right now. Still, though, massive favourite to run them out from here. He just can't get into prime position, but keeps potting his way through this. It's starting to feel like a big rack now. Well, there was a bit of pressure on that, and now, at last, he's got a relatively straightforward shot to finish.
Yeah, I still feel like he's trying to pump himself up for this match.
And it's a match he's still clinging on to his chances of winning. 9 to win rack 9. He's 3 behind. 6-3 Kaci as Van Boening breaks. Ready to unload.
Foul shots. Ball in hand.
Didn't like the looks of the balls running around, trying to see if one was going to find the pocket, and the wrong one did. Wide in the middle, so nothing presented in the final 64, which was amazing. Especially with, you know, there are countries that are dominant. Dominant guy here so far. Eklent Kaçi.
Van Boening didn't make a ball off the break. Indeed, he scratched from it. And Eklent Kaçi has made him pay the ultimate price in that 10th rack. So once again, he's 4 clear. And now that winning line is just starting to appear.
Yeah, and I definitely think, of course, always a new day. Get to sleep on things and figure some things out. But I think the shot clock and, of course, these are the settings this guy's made for, right? Is the big moments right here on Sky Sports. And I think the whole package of things have really gotten him back where we want to see him. This has got to slow down a little bit. Should be okay.
golden break in the first rack counts as a break and run. It's a very different thing in reality. Now he has a chance to do it in a more routine way for the first time.
Extension called.
We now know the winner of this match will play Pius Labutas of Lithuania in the quarterfinals this evening, because Labutas has raced through rack 16 and has ended the hopes of Mickey Kraus with a 10-6 win. So Labutas to face the winner of this. And it's now going to take a huge turnaround from the brink of defeat to prevent that from being Eklent Kaçi. He's won 3 in a row. Kaçi just needs one more. Van Boening will have to win 7 on the spin. It's 9-3 to the defending champion.
But the kind of player he is, I just kind of feel like this is pretty on par for Kaçi. Now, don't get me wrong, SVB hasn't really put the pressure on, and that makes all the difference in the world. Uh-oh, as soon as we say something. You can see him kind of shaking that left hand, the bridge. We talked about it, I think, on day 1. Maybe it was day 2 that he was kind of fooling with the hand a little bit. And that is a part of that injury. You see him there picking it up.
Well, we saw a close-up of it in Germany when we spoke to him there at the World Masters about it all, and that is still one of the lingering effects of it. So will that miss just be a temporary delay for Kaçi's victory, or the start of a famous turnaround?
Well, Shane, the professional he is, of course, will probably play it like he's not trailing so many games, but kind of feel like he's got a little bit of a free run at this match now. Didn't expect that miss from Kaçi, that's for sure.
So the missed 4 from Kaçi opened the door for Van Boening. And as the 9 just wriggles in, he has walked right through it.
Yeah, the rack has been way inconsistent. Of course, he's lost the cue ball. Did make the one up in the corner, but
Ball in hand.
of course, ball in hand usually. Of course, the percentage with these players running out with ball in hand has got to be 80–90% or higher. All depends on the layout. And of course, trying to cross that finish line always makes it a bit more difficult.
Well, Kaçi's making a habit of beating Van Boening at the last 16 stage of events in the UK. Did it in this event last year. Did it in the Scottish Open last weekend. In a few minutes' time, he may well have done it again here in Telford.
Yeah, and it's all kinds of ways to win a match, right? I mean, we see it Nineball pool all the time. The unexpected is really what you do expect. But for Kaçi moving forward, this has got to be just exactly what the doctors ordered as far as trying to repeat as UK Open champion, get a real solid performance in your first match in this final 16.
So it looks to be all over for the American. We'll see him again in just a few weeks' time at the World Championship in Saudi Arabia as he looks to win it for the second time in 3 years. But the story is all about this man, the unpredictable Albanian. It started with a golden break, it's finished with a golden moment for Eklent Kaçi, as for the second year in a row, he defeats Shane van Boening at the last 16 stage of the UK Open. Last year, he went on from there to win the title. In this sort of form, he may well do it again. Eklent Kaçi the winner by 10 racks to 5, and he will play Pius Labutas of Lithuania in the quarterfinals later today.